All right, well, let's go over the answers to the problems on mole-to-mole questions. Okay, so we have like 4 of them to do. So we have this balanced equation. Oh, we're using the same balanced equation for all of them. That's good. So we have 4Al plus 3O2 will form 2Al2O3. Okay. And the first question says, how many moles of oxygen, so we need X moles of this guy, that's my oxygen all by itself, are required to react completely with 14.8 moles of aluminum. So I got 14.8 moles of this guy. Right. Didn't say anything about the Al2O3. It's just these two are all I'm worried about. So I got to set up my ratio of 4 moles of aluminum over 3 moles of O2. So this came from the balanced equation of those two guys. And then we go to the question, well, I don't have 14, I don't have 4, I have 14.8 moles of aluminum over X moles of O2. All right, cross multiply 4 times X equals 14.8 times 3. Then I got to divide by 4 on both sides to get X by itself. And X ends up equaling 11.1. Yep, 11.1 moles of O2. Sorry, I had a little question there for myself. All right. I didn't say any questions. I'm so used to saying that in class, but. All right, so now we'll go to the next one. That was the first one. All right, next one says, number 2, same balanced equation, so we're still working with the same recipe. We're still making chocolate chip cookies. How many moles of Al2O3? Oh, this time we're looking at X moles of this guy way over here. Are formed when 0.78 moles of O2. So I got 0.78 moles of this guy. And it reacts with aluminum. Does it tell me how much aluminum? No, it just says it's going to react with this. It's going to react with a big old pile of it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much. This one's the one we're worried about. All right. So we're going to use that ratio of 3 moles of O2. We'll make 2 moles of Al2O3. So that part came from the balanced equation, these two numbers here. Then we go to the question. I don't have 3 moles of O2. I got 0.78 moles of O2. And that's going to make X moles of Al2O3. All right, from there, cross multiply. So I got 3 times X equals 2 times 0.78. I divide by 3, that gets X all by itself, and my answer should be 0.52 moles of Al2O3 is my answer. All right, so that was number 2. All right, let's go to number 3. I want to rewrite this because it's getting crowded. All right, so we still have the same equation. So we're still working with that same recipe. And number 3 says, how many moles of aluminum? So this time we want to know X moles of Al are needed to form 3.7 moles of this guy. So we have 3.7 moles of the Al2O3. So this time it doesn't ask anything about O2. So we get to ignore that one. We're going to set up 4 moles of aluminum. Will give me 2 moles of Al2O3. And that comes from the recipe, the balanced equation. Then we go to, well, we've got X moles of aluminum and 3.7 moles of Al2O3. Notice also that I'm keeping these units in line going across because we're setting up ratios. All right. Cross multiply 2 times X equals 4 times 3.7. Divide by 2, So X ends up equaling 7.4. That was moles of aluminum is my answer. So that was number 3. All right, now we go on to number 4. So we'll get rid of this and get rid of this. All right, number 4 says how many moles of aluminum? Oh, so we need X moles of this guy again. Are needed to react with 34.0 moles of oxygen. So I got 34.0 moles of this guy. Didn't say anything about the products this time, so I don't have to worry about them. So we have 4 moles of aluminum will combine with 3 moles of O2. So that came from the balanced equation. Then we got X moles of aluminum over 34.0 moles of oxygen. All right, cross multiply. 3 times X equals 4 times 34.0. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So X ends up equaling 45.3. And that's moles of aluminum is my answer. All right, that concludes the 4 questions for moles to mole questions. All right, so time to move on to the next topic, which will be mass to mass. See you in a bit.